Good evening. This is Senior Grandmaster Jimenez. This is chapter 19 of my book, My Story, Like It or Not. It's been quite a long time since I wrote another chapter because a lot's been going on between then and now. And so I didn't forget about the book. I didn't forget about all the people that watch the chapters all the time. And I get the emails asking when another chapter is coming out and stuff like that. So this chapter is going to be a little a touchy one. It's how a drug saved my life. Now, if anybody knows me, they know that I've never done any kind of drug in my life. Even if I got a headache or whatever, I very seldom even take an aspirin. So I try to avoid that. I've always been that way. But in the past, probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years, maybe a little more, I gained a lot of weight. And close to 300 pounds I weighed. And the reason why is because I got two bad hips, two bad knees, and being that heavy, it puts a lot of strain on your hips and knees, especially your knees. There's been times I could barely walk. I had a grandmaster. Well, actually, he wasn't a grandmaster when he told me this. He is a grandmaster now, though. He told me, he's, Jesus Christ, what have you done to yourself? He used to be this top champion competitor. He goes, look how, and he pretty much said it, look how fat you got. What the hell are you doing? Why don't you work out? Well, let me explain something to you. When you have bad knees, bad hips, and I know a lot of you martial artists out there going, oh, well, train, do that, do this, do that. It's easier said than done. So you can't do squats. And I got so heavy, even climbing into bed, I could hardly breathe because I just got too fat. I'll just stay the way it is. So it's very hard to train and to get to that point. But when you get this heavy, it affects a lot of things. It affects your whole life. It affects the people around you. It affects the people that look up to you, you know, and then the health part, in my case, it hurt my liver being so heavy. Like I said a little while ago, I could feel my heart going 100 miles an hour just climbing in bed. You know, I had to have my kids put my shoes on for me. So it's a very difficult place to be. And especially when you've come from a place that I came from, and just like the lifestyle I led, but the martial art part of it and everything like that, it's pretty hard to swallow sometimes because you think back, which I'm sure a lot of martial art guys are this way. When you think back and you think back about when you were younger and you were able to spar and fight in tournaments all day and then go out all night long. Me and Grandmaster Rose used to go out all night long and then come in the morning and fight. You know, and then to look back now and going, Jesus, I can barely tie my shoes. I know I talk to Grandmaster Willis every day, and his knees are bad. Same thing, he fell out of his chair the other day. It's just hard, and a lot of people doesn't understand that. So I had to take a choice. I remember, again, I have 3 children that I take care of myself. No mother, single dad, but I've been this way for the last 10 years. So my focus was, besides the Worldwide Country Kimbo Federation, my focus was on my children. Make sure they're taken care of, make sure they're have the right things that they need. But in doing so, I kind of let myself go too. So then laying in bed at nighttime, I think to myself, if I die, I will let all my kids down. Because I won't be there to help them. I will let down the Worldwide Country Kimbo Federation because I won't be there and be their leader and someone to talk to. So either I kept going the way I was and just die. die of a heart attack, die because of my liver, all that stuff. Uh, so I made the decision, I need to do something. Again, I couldn't do the weight room. I couldn't do the sparring stuff. I was trying to teach my son the other day some kicks and stuff. It was very hard. I did some of the pinions a while back, and I put it on one of the videos so our students can learn some of the pinions, and people from different countries and stuff. And then I get stupid assholes that go, oh, look, you can't do this, you can't kick this, you can't do that. They're not understanding why. So when I explained that to them later, because I did rebuttal back to them, then they understood and they apologized. So before you judge a book by its cover, you have to read the book first. Just keep that in mind. So what I did, I went to the doctors, and I told the doctor, just the way it was. In fact, let's step back a little bit. When COVID first came out, when it very first started, my children from school got it, and they gave it to me. I could barely breathe. It wasn't the breathing, it was the coughing. I just couldn't catch my breath. It was the most horrible feeling I ever had. So I go to the doctor, and for my children, actually, and they were more concerned about me because the kids got over it real fast. And the doctor sat there, and I'm sitting in the chair across from him, and he just exact words to me was, if I put you in the hospital, you won't come out. You'll die. Because you're too a beast. That was his exact words he told me. So he said what he could do is give me it's a big IV. It's about that big. It takes about 2 hours to go through you. He goes, let's hope that helps. So I did that. Barely made it to the room, could barely walk. And I did the IV thing. Went home. And in the meanwhile, Harry Ma had passed away because of COVID and stuff. And I'm seeing these people die. Thank God, and there's a God, that took about a month and a half, almost 2 months, I finally beat the COVID, and I got over it. So I was very lucky. So getting back to what I did, I went to the doctor, had some thing, and I told her. I said, I need to do something. She said the same thing. She goes, and I like this doctor. She pointed her finger at me, and she says, Mr. Jimenez, she goes, do you want to be there for your kids? And I had two of them with me. And I go, of course. He goes, you won't be. He goes, keep going the way you're going. He goes, and your children won't have a father. So that doctor actually saved my life because I said right there, well, you need to help me. So she did. Now, I know a lot of people's gone on this drug and stuff like that. And when it first came out, I was kind of skeptical too and stuff. And I said, well, I have no choice. So what she did, she put me on Zepbound. I know a lot of you guys are going, oh yeah, I was on TV, I said all the time and stuff like that. This shot here saved my life. I've been it for the last few months. I've lost over 60 pounds. So I'm like around 230 right now. Kind of feel a little skinny, kind of dweeby. I'm not used to being that small. But my liver has gotten better. The breathing, that's fine and stuff like that. My knees are still kind of weak and stuff like that, bending down and stuff like that. That's just because of all the years of martial arts. So I look at this doctor and she saved my life so I can be there more for my children. And of course the Worldwide Karate Kimbo Federation that will never let you guys down. And my close friends. I had Mary Jo called me all the time. Malaya de Costco's. When I had COVID, she called me every day to check on me. And she still checks on me. I love her to death for doing that. Grandmaster Baca, Grandmaster Willis checked on me and stuff. So I just want to kind of throw this out there so you can kind of see where I've been in this book. I'll post this on my regular Facebook channel too, uh, and my Facebook, because that way people can kind of see what I went through and what I'm at now. So now, like I said, this next year coming up, I'll be able to do more traveling. We're gonna go to Morocco and Algeria. Myself, Grandmaster Willis. We're gonna go. Because before I'd fly somewhere and it was so uncomfortable sitting in them stupid ass seats, and it was just too heavy, and I just didn't want to do it. It wasn't because I didn't want to be there. It's just that I couldn't do it, and plus I didn't want to embarrass myself. I'll just be real. I got a big ego. You guys all know that, but um, I just couldn't embarrass myself. But now, like I said, with over 60 pounds taken off of me, that's a lot of weight. So now I can get back to what I was doing before and more focusing on a lot of stuff. So again, if you're out there and you guys gain a lot of weight and stuff like that, do something about it. I know a lot of you has tried the shots and stuff like that. Maybe it didn't work, but you also have to have willpower too. It wasn't easy for me at first because I was used to eating nice things. And don't get me wrong, if you think that I sat here all night long on the computer eating bonbons and popcorn and or whatever, I didn't do that. I ate pretty much normal, but I did snack here and there. But now it's completely different. I cut out the sugar. I cut out a lot of stuff. So in the very beginning, it wasn't easy for me. But now I've gotten used to it and stuff like that. And another thing, this is kind of a funny thing, is I can't stand needles. And I'm pretty much, Grandmaster was the same way. And my older son is the same way. And when they give me a shot, I'm like, yeah, right, no shot, So when I took this shot, I had to give it to myself. Well, you had to get it on your stomach. So I was kind of scared at first because I never gave myself a shot before. But the people that are afraid of shots and needles, let me tell you something. You click the button, you push it on, on where your spot you're going to go, you go click, click, and it's done. The needle's not that big, and it's so fine, you don't even feel the needle go in. And I could look down and see the medicine go whoop, right down. And it didn't hurt. So if you're afraid of needles, don't be. Like I said, I was until I did it, and now it's just like, even my daughter's all, she's only 10, Dad, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. So anyway, that's my story for today. That's chapter 19. I want you guys to make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of the people around you, try to support everybody. And remember, before you judge a book, always read the insides. Anyway, I'm Senior Grandmaster Jimenez. This is my story, like it or not. And I'll talk to you soon.